Right now, the weather is looking clear for any New Year's Eve celebrations tonight. We have some family-friendly ideas.
And we're learning the body found yesterday in the Rock River is that of a Beloit teen who went missing weeks ago.
Plus, as the Badgers make their final preparations for the Rose Bowl, a Wisconsin couple is getting ready for their big shout-out on one of the Rose Parade floats.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us. The weather is quiet to end 2019, and we have a break from the snow for a bit.
But you will want to bundle up if you're headed out to celebrate the new year tonight. Let's check in with meteorologist Dave Caulfield for that look at the weather, and looking not too shabby.
Yeah, not too bad. Snow is done, and so we'll see quiet conditions on Doppler track as we head into tonight. Did have a few flurries earlier this morning, but we've been clear for quite some time. The update since this afternoon, though, is we've seen the skies clear across southern Wisconsin. So we're looking at mostly clear skies in Madison. A nice view there of the Capitol on the Edgewater Skycam. Temperatures have dipped into the mid-20s in Madison, upper 20s in Janesville, the teens in Camp Douglas and Black River Falls, 20 degrees even in the Dells, and wind chills are in the teens and 20s across southern Wisconsin, even a few single digits. So it will be a bit chilly to start 2020. I think temperatures will be close to 20 degrees with clear skies at midnight, and then highs tomorrow on the mild side in the upper 30s. We'll talk about a mild first few days of 2020 in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Dave. Thanks so much. So even though the weather looks promising, a number of you are probably looking for affordable and maybe earlier options to celebrate New Year's Eve.
Jamie Perez found a few places around town that are hosting some family-friendly events that won't break the bank and can get you back home at a reasonable hour. She joins us live from Dave & Buster's at West Town Mall. So, Jamie, what's happening there right now?
Oh, it's popping right now, guys, and it's only going to get that much more exciting a little bit later. But this is just one of many options that you have tonight if you're looking for some family-friendly options. We've got a ton of games here. There's a bar here for the adults if that's what you're looking for. So there really is something for everyone. You can still purchase tickets at the door. Cost is about $30, and it will get you a whole deal of games, food, and drinks. This event ends at 8 o'clock tonight for those who do want to make it about the kids and get home early. For all of you rowdy party folks, they do have another event tonight from 9 o'clock to 1 a.m. if you want to take part in their late night celebration here. Now, this is the first year that they're giving people here both options.
As a mom, we don't have a lot of options to take our kids out to have fun and still enjoy the New Year's. So we wanted to be a place where those parents could bring their kids, not have to get a sitter, and still enjoy a family night out.
And of course, this is just one option here locally. You can also head over to the Monona Terrace Exhibition Hall where they have another family-friendly event. They're going to have a balloon drop happening at 7:30 tonight, bounce houses, circus acts, and so much more. And obviously, those were just two places. There's a ton of places that are throwing events tonight, a lot of things going on. But whatever way you choose to celebrate, be safe, be happy, have fun, and of course, have a happy and wonderful New Year.
Great advice. Jamie Perez reporting for us tonight. Jamie, thank you.
So Jamie did mention having a safe new year, and while you're celebrating tonight, there are programs like the Tavern League's Safe Ride that offer free transportation. That program has provided almost 93,000 rides here in Wisconsin within the last year. You can ask your bartender to call Safe Ride for you, and then AAA is also offering tow-to-go service. A tow truck can come take your car and you home if you've had too much to drink. You just need to call the number 855-2TOW-TO-GO. You can also catch free rides on Metro Transit tonight. Madison Metro is offering those free rides from 7 p.m. until 3:30 a.m. Bus routes will follow the regular weekday schedule, just with longer hours.
New at 6, a woman is dead and another is in the hospital after a crash with a snowplow truck this morning on Highway C in Spring Green. Officials say road conditions were slippery due to ice and snow when 76-year-old Catherine Dijak of Spring Green lost control and hit an oncoming plow head-on. The vehicle then slid into a ditch and rolled onto its side. Dijak was airlifted to UW Hospital. Her 27-year-old passenger, Kayla Durao, was pronounced dead at the scene. Today, we are following the story of a missing Beloit teen who was found dead in Rock River Monday morning.
18-year-old Jeremiah Young was last seen walking to school in November. Gabriela Pucara joins us with what answers his loved ones are looking for as this investigation continues. Gabby?
Jeremiah's parents say he was 1 in a million, and they say he had a smile that lit up a room and a heart that cared deeply for his family and friends. Jeremiah's body turned up 6 weeks after he went missing, and now his family is left searching for answers.
He had a beautiful smile, and it just lifts your spirits up, you know. He was just so happy, so happy.
On one of their darkest days, Jeremiah Young's parents are remembering the bright light he projected.
He just brought so much, he brought so much happiness. When he come around, he would just cheer you up and, you know.
That's why they say they're surprised their son never came home. The day he went missing, he asked to walk to school instead of getting a ride like he normally would.
Only silver lining I can get out of this that he's no longer suffering. He's at peace. So may unanswered questions in between now.
Beloit police say the preliminary investigation does not indicate anything criminally suspicious, while Young's parents are thinking the opposite as they mourn the loss of their son tonight.
Jeremiah, he hated water. He would.
I really feel somebody for him just leave everything behind.
Cook and Young say it took 2 weeks for detectives to come by the house to get their son's computer.
Just a lot of things that wasn't it wasn't handled right.
And his parents say that if action was taken sooner, their son might still be here.
We still don't have the answer because we really don't know what happened. So we don't have the answer.
Beloit police say they were not available for comment today, and Young's parents say they are working with Beloit police to find those answers. A GoFundMe page was started to help his family with funeral costs, and we will have a link to that on our website, channel3000.com.
Developing tonight, police in Columbus are investigating after the body of a missing man was found in the Crawfish River. They've identified that man as Daniel Martinelli, who was reported missing Sunday morning. He was last seen leaving a downtown business in Columbus around 2 a.m. the day before. Police say his body was found in the river yesterday afternoon. An autopsy is underway.
New at 6, police have released a surveillance photo of the person suspected of graffitiing the door of the Janesville Gazette building, where News 3 Now's Rock County Bureau is located. This happened on December 16th. There was similar damage to the consignee law firm a block away. Anyone with information about the incidents are encouraged to contact Janesville area Crime Stoppers. We are less than 24 hours away from the 106th edition of the Rose Bowl, and we have team coverage in Pasadena.
Eric Franke talked with a Richland County couple that's being honored on one of the parade floats. But first, Melissa Kim has the latest on how the Badgers are feeling heading into that big game.
Well, happy New Year's Eve from downtown Los Angeles, guys. 77, I think, degrees here today, unseasonably warm, and we're actually right across the street from the Badgers team hotel once again, where the players, they'll be on lockdown from sundown tonight until tomorrow morning. Now, we all know about the rich tradition of the Rose Bowl and what it means to this program, and Paul Chryst talked a little bit about that today in his final press conference before game day, because he knows what it means to be a Badgers head coach in the Rose Bowl, and for himself and his players, this is the kind of tradition you dream of being a part of.
It's a great tradition. I remember as a kid myself and our players, you know, this is New Year's Day was watching the Rose Bowl, and I think everyone that was affiliated with football, there was a dream, and certainly there's a ton of respect and admiration for those teams that have had a chance to play in it, and certainly those that have won it. But
not sure if it was the setting this morning of the final press conference before game day or what it was, but Paul Chryst touched upon, you know, winning, losing the season, a potpourri of topics, if you will. We'll have more on that coming up a little bit later in sports, guys.
See what you did there, Melissa. Potpourri at the Rose Bowl. Thank you so much. Pasadena police and other agencies are out near Rose Bowl Stadium and the parade route preparing for tomorrow. Barricades and metal barriers are being set up. The steel barriers are 3 feet tall, 2 feet wide, and they weigh more than 700 pounds. And while about 100,000 fans will pack the Rose Bowl stadium for the game, at least 5 times as many will gather for tomorrow's Tournament of Roses parade.
And our resident birthday boy, Eric Franke, continues our coverage now with the story of a Wisconsin couple who will be right in the middle of that parade tomorrow. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Charlotte. Yeah, it's such a great feeling to be here on my birthday. It's the craziest thing. Every year, people just celebrate my birthday. Either that or they celebrate the Badgers, right? In the Rose Bowl. I'm going to step out of the shot here. This is the Rose Bowl Bash wrapping up at the Block in downtown Los Angeles. It's always like this at these Rose Bowl games. Everybody was invited, but there's like, what, 8 green shirts in there? And everything else, of course, is red. Little trivia about that Rose Bowl parade. They actually prefer to call it the Tournament of Roses parade, but it actually started before the game did. 12 years after the parade started, they started this little football game to help pay for the parade and all the flowers that go with it. It's a really big deal down here. And tomorrow, there will be some 40 floats at the parade. One of them is sponsored by a group called the SCAN Foundation, and they're honoring caregivers. And one of the caregivers, 2 of the caregivers actually, a couple who are Madison natives who now live in Richland County, they're being honored tomorrow for the care they give one of their mothers. And they're going to actually ride on one of the floats tomorrow.
We live on a family farm. It's a century farm, so it's over 100 years old.
And it's on that farm where Judy and Jerry Krotzenberg care for Judy's mother, June.
She is 91. She still lives in her home, which is kind of almost right beside us.
It's that love for June that led the nonprofit SCAN Foundation to honor Judy and Jerry and all caregivers on their 2020 Tournament of Roses parade float, Hope's Heroes.
This is just totally awesome.
You always wanted to just go to the parade. Did you ever think you'd be in the parade?
Absolutely. That takes the bucket list item to the next level.
They not only get to ride on it, they actually took part in decorating the float before the parade.
That's why it was on my bucket list, is because I love flowers and I wanted to come out and see the flowers, because I knew TV didn't do it justice.
You know, you look at the floats, you watch the parade, and ooh, that's wonderful, that's cool, but how did it get there? Thousands of hours of volunteer work.
It's been amazing. We spent most of the afternoon on Saturday putting roses in vials, and it's awesome. It's just unbelievable. The amount of volunteers is just amazing.
So last year, they went to their first Tournament of Roses parade. This year, they found out they were going to be honored by this group. At the time, they didn't realize that the Badgers were going to be playing in this game. Once they did, they, of course, nabbed their tickets up quickly for the game, and they will be attending their actual first Rose Bowl game tomorrow when the Badgers take on the Oregon Ducks. Now, if you're looking for them and you're watching the parade tomorrow, they'll be about 2/3 of the way through the parade on their Hope's Heroes float. Also, we also learned tonight the Badger marching band, they are slated to be the 37th act, if you will, in the parade tomorrow. So if you're looking for the Badger marching band as well, they will be the 37th participant in this. So it's always really a lot of pageantry, a lot of fanfare. And one of the really big draws about the Rose Bowl game is the parade itself. Danica, Charlotte, back to you.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. We'll see you back here at 10.
Coming up next at 6, the governor of Illinois says he is ending a 50-year-long war on cannabis, why he's pardoning thousands of people with marijuana arrests on their record.
And there's more local news ahead. Police say the New Year holiday is the most popular time of year for car thefts. What you should know tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Recreational marijuana use becomes legal tomorrow in Illinois. Today, Governor J.B. Pritzker announced he's also pardoning more than 11,000 people with low-level cannabis convictions across 92 counties in the state. Pritzker says cannabis convictions have disproportionately affected communities of color, and now is the time to restore broken families.
These 11,017 misdemeanor convictions represent individuals who have carried around with them a stain on their records for possessing less than 30 grams of cannabis, a stain that has very often prevented them from obtaining housing or jobs or benefits.
The governor's office is offering low-interest loans for underprivileged and aspiring entrepreneurs in the cannabis industry.
Middleton-based American Girl is unveiling its 2020 Girl of the Year, its first ever hearing-impaired doll. The company says Joss is a fierce athlete born with hearing loss. The doll comes with a removable hearing aid, and Joss loves surfing and competitive cheerleading. American Girl is also partnering with the Hearing Loss Association of America and donating $25,000. Starting tomorrow, American Girl retail stores will accept donations for the organization. Well, we managed to get some fresh snowfall for the end of 2019, and there are families out there enjoying it. Sledders made their way out to Elbert Park, some for the first time this winter. You may remember it's been about 2 months since we've seen a significant snowfall. Jordan Ross and her daughter, who live in Middleton, were pretty excited when they saw there was enough snow to go out and play.
Hasn't been much snow, so we've just been going on bike rides, walking around. So this will be our first time sledding. I think it'd be nice if it stuck around for a little bit going forward. We're already past the solstice, so we're gaining daylight, so it'll be nice to have a little bit of a winter.
Coming up, we will have more from Pasadena. 22 hours until kickoff as the Badgers prepare to rematch the Ducks after their 2012 loss.
22 hours until that, less than 5 hours before midnight. The weather is calm for those New Year's Eve celebrations. Dave shares what to expect if you're heading out to ring in 2020. We'll be back after this.
Good evening. I hope you had a great New Year's Eve so far on this last day of 2019. We did get a little bit of snow this morning, and really it wasn't the amount of snow with this system. It was the wind. It was sort of everything, the conditions outside. Not great for a time, especially last night when I was out in it. But that snow wrapped up this morning, and it got us up to 2.9 inches of snow for this December, well below normal, but not any sort of record. And in fact, our monthly precipitation total actually ended up pretty close to where we typically would be in December. That's not the case for the yearly precipitation totals, however. Another year above 45 inches of rain and liquid equivalent. So if you melted the snow down to rain, that's how we get this number. And the last 2 years, last year we were in second place and now in fifth place as far as the wettest years in Madison. 2 in a row. That's pretty unbelievable when we talk about getting close to 100 inches of precipitation over the last 2 years combined. Live look in Madison. No precipitation right now. In fact, we're looking at clear skies on the WISC-TV Skycam. We saw those clouds clear out this afternoon. Today's high 28 degrees, pretty close to where we should be for this time of year. And we've already seen those temperatures dip farther into the 20s, and we're looking at midnight temperatures right near 20 degrees to start off 2020. It's 20s all across the board, folks. We're starting off in the upper teens early on New Year's Day, and we really could see a fair amount of sunshine as we head into tomorrow, which is good news. Maybe a few more clouds trying to move in by the afternoon hours, but really I don't expect any precipitation on New Year's Day or Thursday, even though we will see more clouds than anything on Thursday. Highs still should make it into the mid 40s, and it will be breezy as well. Breezy on Friday. As we take a look at the 10-day forecast, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 30s. A few snowflakes may try and mix in later on Friday, but not expecting major impacts there. Temperatures in the 30s for Saturday and Sunday, maybe a few flurries on Saturday as well. Quiet for Monday and Tuesday, but we see those temperatures go from the low 30s on Monday to the low 20s on Tuesday, and a shot of cold air on the way for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, with a few flurries possible on Wednesday. And then our next chance of some accumulating snow, I think, happens as we get closer to next weekend. That is a look at your 10-day forecast. Coming up, we have sports live from Pasadena.
welcome back to downtown Los Angeles. We're the team hotel right behind me, and that's where the players will be in just a few hours until game time. Oregon head coach Mario Cristobal doing the same thing with his Ducks. He told us earlier this morning that they're treating this as an away game. But at this point, both teams, they've done pretty much everything that they possibly could have to prepare for tomorrow's game. Head coach Paul Chryst, though, he reflected on the journey a little bit this morning and what it's taken to get to this point, and he really hopes that his players have too.
When you play a game, you'd love for every drive defensively to stop the opponent and to score a touchdown every time offensively. And it doesn't go that way, right? And the season's the same way. That's life, and I think everyone is so focused on winning and losing. And if you're a player and if all you were worried about was winning and losing, that only happens at the end of the game. And yet, I think for a player, the best part is playing the game.
I love some good life lessons from the head coach. To a former Badger now, J.J. Watt will play football this postseason. He's been out since he tore a pectoral muscle on October 27th. But clearly he worked really hard and defied the odds in rehab and will be ready to go in the Texans playoff game against the Bills this Sunday. Meanwhile, former Packers head coach Mike McCarthy could very well be employed in the NFL again. We've seen his name pop up for various head coaching positions, the latest one being the Giants. They fired Pat Shurmur after he led them to a 9-23 record in 2 seasons. McCarthy's name also swirling around the Browns opening as well, and the Badgers men's basketball team playing Ryder tonight at the Kohl Center. They've already gotten underway. We'll have highlights for you tonight later on News 3 now at 10. Back to you guys in the studio. Happy New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's Eve to you. Thank you, Melissa.
This will not be a jump into the pool kind of forecast for us.
No, we'll need to jump in a coat, I think, with temperatures right around 20 degrees at midnight, dipping into the upper teens, but we're pretty mild to start the new year.
All right. Thank you, Dave. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back here at 10.